seat or something.
Gross.
Ugh.
Okay. Listener question. I quote, episode 38 of the Briefcase in the Barn was awesome episode. I love that it wasn't rushed. So that was the one where we were a little bit
That was
longer.
the 1 hour one.
Yeah. So maybe we should go 1 hour.
We can go any amount of time. That's the point.
Okay. So before we started recording today, I was
We were
telling
having a
Gary that
big
he
debate.
always gives me crap that we're like, are we overtime? Overtime. People
It's
don't
only
want
because
it
I got to
long.
go to the bathroom, because I drink 8 cups of coffee and 4 liters of water a day. So
Okay. I'll keep going with this question.
sorry.
I would also love for you guys to circle back to your grades 6 to 12 years old. I'm parenting this age and it's been a big struggle. What can I be doing to help my guys realize their worth while still being humble and respectful? My son in middle school punched someone for bugging him about his academic level. So I guess two questions there. Circling back to grades 6 to 12 years old. Yeah, those were probably some of my worst.
My advice is to beat him like a piñata at a fiesta.
I'm gonna clip that. That's gonna be a real ram.
No reels.
Yeah, my 6 to 12 years old was just brutal. I snapped at like 7 or 8 years old. Like my grades
Just pretty young.
tanked
It's pretty
overnight,
young to snap.
and like there was more holes in my wall in my room than there was drywall.
What's the actual question?
Circle back to you guys at 6 to 12 years old. Like, what was it like, and how do you help guys realize their worth while still being humble and respectful?
Help the kids realize their worth?
Yeah. So I think it's time with dad, especially for boys, like one-on-one time, and conversation and love, and that their value isn't just based on their behavior or their output, but that their value as a kid. I think that's super important. And then also seeing that their parents themselves are like have a respect for themselves and that they value themselves in a healthy way. Because if you're really anxious as a kid parent, you're going to have anxious kids. If you're like always berating yourself and saying I'm a piece of crap, you're going to get your kids to do that, right? So much of this behavior that we want our kids has to be modeled and not just taught.
Also, it's just hard growing up today. So I just feel like, if I look at back when my parents could, I don't know if they remember it clearer or less clear than me, but I was horrible from 12 years old all the way till after I graduated from high school. And I feel like I often tell people, like if I talk to parents that have kids in the teenage stage or even young adult stage that are struggling, and maybe like I've been at court before for other stuff in the last 10 years, and I always try to encourage moms because yeah, I guess it's a miracle that I turned out half decent, but like it's also like my parents spent a lot of time praying. They really did. They were praying parents, and my parents would probably be the first to tell you that they struggled at times parenting and didn't do things right. But yeah, God's gracious, right? And so
Pray with your
it's
kid,
that
pray with your
balance.
kids.
It's that balance of parenting as best you can and being willing to admit you're wrong. And like I say, we really struggle in our house at times, but we always say we do things wrong. We always say sorry.
Confess it.
We confess. We just be like, and I think in general in our Christian walk, we do not practice what we preach. Like we do not confess our sins to one another. Some women and some men do, but like how many women the minute they have an awful experience at home are calling another mom friend and saying, I did this. This was like, that would be confessing your sins to one another,
Pray
right?
with me.
Right?
Yeah.
And just, yeah. And it's not a comparison game. And some people just are going to struggle with anger more. And some people are going to struggle with,
And it's
pride
hard.
more, whatever, right?
And it's
But
hard. Like I had it last
yeah.
week or something. I had to call some guys about, and it's super humbling, and it's hard. But it's how else do you do it? Like we can't do this Christian walk alone. We can't do life alone. We can try, but it's terribly lonely. But I would also say, like my younger years were terrible. Like I was in this, talked about psych ward and things like that already, previous episodes. But like, there is hope. Like things can change.
And I just think, there again, I'm not that connected to teenagers now as much as I probably should be. We have our kids in our house, and then we have a lot of young adults that are around.
Yeah. No
But
phones.
no phones for your kids. Yeah, 0 phones. Even that though, like how much computer time is the right amount? And every family does it different. And some are allowing their kids to be on iPads like crazy. In our house, we don't have an iPad in our house. Yeah. So like, and there again, don't judge people that do, just whatever.
I do remember hardcore judging one couple. Before I had kids, I was flying to
You were a
Ontario.
really good parent at that time.
Yeah, flying to Ontario, and I've seen some parents like have their kid have an iPad as like 2 years old and flipping through the iPad on the plane, and I'm judging them. I'm like, talk Nicole, we're never going to do that, whatever. And
Out comes the iPad.
well, I mean, if we're flying, like I got the
Anything. Just keep the kid happy.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to listen to your
yeah.
kid screaming. We don't care if you
Exactly.
destroy your child's character with a device on their flight.
Well, you can.
Tongue in cheek. Yeah, I don't know too. Like our kids are just getting into that stage, our oldest, and I always feel, and I'm there again. I talked to a dad the other day that has boys that are struggling in the teenage years and they're rowdies, and some of it's genetic makeup, and some of it's probably maybe it is being easygoing. Some of it's just human nature, and it's like, what's that balance? We were talking about it, he and I. It's like, what's that balance of stiff arming your kid or just making him do the right thing? Because you know, as your children are in that age at 12, 13, especially those younger years, you can still probably implement a lot of just through brute force, through like threatening, through taking privileges away. And it's so challenging because it's like, how do you still maintain relationship while still, yeah, your kids are called to obey you.
Yeah.
And like, you know, there's the verse that I would have quoted to my dad where it's like, oh, don't provoke your children to wrath. And, you know, a lot of dads and mums are provoking their children to wrath by just being petty about, like, there's no silver bullet. Every child is different. And I think that's the beauty. That's what should keep us probably really humble if we do have children. It's just that realization that we can't do it on our own. We're not meant to do it on our own. We're not meant to just, and if we were amazing parents and our children turned out exceptionally well, should we be like proud that we did a good job? Of course not. So I don't know.
No.
I think people have a,
On the flip side, I also think that
Yeah.
we can put a lot of effort into different things that we want, right? So if we want to really grow a business, we'll like go to school, you know, we'll go to nursing school, we'll wake up at like 4 a.m. to study for tests and this and that. Like we'll put tons of effort in to make things happen. And so if it's really important for you to become a good parent, like there's things you can do. There's courses you can take. There's books you can read. There's some like really awesome books like that. Wild at Heart, The Heart of a Man. Is like really recommend guys read that. There's other books out there.
the other thing, just you're making me think of it, and it's back to what you said earlier. I think it's probably just mostly time spent, which is hard for a lot of us because we have so many things as adults that we feel we're responsible for doing. And I feel like somebody said to me, challenged me one time, like just do things that your kids want to do. And so for me, that means asking my son about Minecraft. I do not care about Minecraft. I could be more derogatory about it, but I just do not care. I would prefer he do other things, but he loves it. I don't think it's a bad thing, or it doesn't seem to be negative in any way. It's a fun
That's what
game
showing
that he likes
care is,
playing.
right? If you're going to build a relationship with someone that you don't know at all, that you meet, whatever.
You're not just going to go grab him and take him into the thing that you
We're
like
only talking
doing.
about stuff I'm interested in. No, you're
not gonna
asking
go-
about what they're doing,
No,
what
I
they're interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So now, having said that, and that's the cool thing with kids, especially at my son's age, there's a lot of things that we can find that are common ground that we both enjoy doing, and that's where I need to lead him into, right?
Yeah.
And if that means it's a dirt bike, or if that means something less, more affordable, like a golf thing or a whatever, just something fun outside. Well, our kids just love spending time with us outside. I took the kids Sunday afternoon. We went like the community trail there on the hike, and like there was some whining, but it was mostly really good. The kids had a fun time, right? You know, have a little fun snack after.
Yeah. Be okay with the whining.
Yeah, I can't stand it. Puts me in the nut house, man. I
your
said
phone
to
at
Marie,
home.
it's like, and every time when I hike with my kids, especially if I'm by myself, Marie, I just let her stay home because she just needed a bit of a break or whatever. And, so I took them by myself, and it's really funny seeing people's face, right? Because they pass the first kid by themselves, and then the 10-year-old, and then the 8-year-old, and then the 2 5-year-olds, and then the 4-year-old. I got a 2-year-old on my back, and it's just carnage, right? It's pretty funny. Mostly yelling at them not to step in dog crap.
Okay, another comment. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value, getting more guests on, and me being able to spend more time and energy towards it. So if you're interested in doing that, you can click up here and it'll take you to a support page. But you can also subscribe to the podcast by clicking over here and doing that. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.